What is up, my lovely people in YouTube land? So in today's video, guys, I would like to draw you all the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Obviously, the tower is located in the city of Pisa, which is, I believe, a city in Italy. The reason I chose to draw this particular illustration is because I think it's really unique and really cool. And I think there are so many other structures just like this or something similar that have such a good story to go along with it. For this particular one, it is the actual leaning of the tower, which is amazing if you think about it, because in nowadays day and age, when you think of real estate and with all the new constructions and everything coming up, you'd be lucky if you buy something and if it actually even lasts for a good 20, 30, maybe even 40 years and actually still looks decent enough even after you've done the appropriate work on it to upkeep the place. But for this particular one, what is funny to me is how I actually found out about the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and that was in the movie Superman Part 3. So in the scene that starts, you have Superman as usual flying around, and for some reason he has become the bad Superman in this particular part of the movie, and he happens to see the Leaning Tower of Pisa and pushes it back into a straight position, and there's a vendor at the bottom who I guess is just trying to make a living and selling these statues as keepsakes, and he's busy talking to the guy that helps him out, and he's dusting it, and then suddenly he happens to see the tower straightened out, and he was like, man, what a crock, because it's like he has all these towers that are bent or tilting to one side, and now the original one is straight again, so all his statues were kind of useless. So he kind of was like, what do you call it? I'm trying to get the word. Bedazzled or confused as to how could a human being just push this building or structure straight back from the leaning position. And the movie continues and everything, and then finally towards I think the end, where Superman becomes good back again, he comes back and he fixes the tower and puts it back into its leaning position. So this time around, the guy kind of just loses it, because he's made all these statues and now he's made them straight, and now the building's crooked all over again or tilting. So I think that's what really made me laugh when I watched the movie. But in all, what do you call it? In all, I don't even know what the hell I was trying to say. I think personally, this structure and so many others from around the world have got such an iconic history to go along with it. What I was trying to get was I think Stonehenge is another thing that is another unique structure that has been built throughout history, which I think is also something maybe I might draw at some point. So when I came to the coloring part of it, the actual original building is actually white, but the reason I chose beige or a brownish color for this is just so that it could add more storytelling to it, to show that it's not something that was just constructed yesterday or the day before, and it's actually been there for some time. So what I did was I used the brownish sand kind of look, and then used a darker shade of that color just to add some depth to it. But I think doing these voiceovers is kind of something different and new, and I like doing it because it lets me look back at the drawing that I did do, and it's kind of like talking over my process in a whole new perspective. So the whole point of doing it this way is, so that way I can draw in the morning and then just do these voiceovers on the project at the end of the evening. Because as I told you in earlier videos that, how there's some construction going on. So this kind of works out in the aspect of, I can just record in the day and then just mute all the audio and then just do a fresh voiceover once my kids and my wife go outside and just watch a movie in the living room. So it's kind of like my zen time, and also to make these voiceovers. So what else was I gonna say? So let me know what you guys thought for the Kuwait Towers one. That was another one. That's another unique structure that I think has a beautiful story to it, and how that whole structure was decided to be built in Kuwait. Honestly, I don't even think, now that I think about it, I don't think I even told a story. I just kind of told y'all my version of me being in Kuwait, and how I've actually been to the Kuwait Towers and all that. But coming back to this, it just is amazing to think how they actually must have built this so many years ago. And then I think there's something funny that I read. Apparently the architect that was responsible for building this or the floor plan, or whatever you want, the blueprint for this building, was actually, I don't know where I read it. I was thinking it was somewhere in Wikipedia or somewhere online I read it. The guy happened to be absconding, which is funny, because I was like, man, can you imagine the guy who gave him the contract to build this wonderful building for this city of Pisa, and then after a little while, or a year or two, he started to see the building starting to lean. So yeah, I don't think you'd want to be known as a contractor or an architect for building buildings that tilt over. And the restoration process, what I was talking to you about earlier on in the video, is, I think there's a documentary of it on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken, where it's kind of cool to see how they went about actually doing the restoration work in order to make sure that the building doesn't actually tip over or fall over, because this is obviously something unique that has been built, and I'm sure if they were to, they could possibly replicate it and rebuild it back up. But I'm pretty sure that all the integrity and all the craftsmanship or anything that was done for the building at the time when it was constructed might not probably be there. It's kind of like the famous painting that I want to say Leonardo da Vinci did, which is the I think, was it The Last Supper, and how the original painting started to deteriorate over the years, and how they had many artists and architects and these restoration people come by and try to fix whatever it is and make sure that it is still there for many more years to come. But yeah, and I think moreover, the reason I've been drawing these topics of illustration which lead to real estate and construction is just that because that's something that I do like and I'm passionate about, other than my usual art. Something about real estate, architecture, and seeing these beautiful buildings is just unique to look at, and to know what is the history that goes behind each of these buildings. So I think that's one of the reasons why I chose to draw this, and hopefully I've not repeated myself through this voiceover, because I know it's almost a 10, maybe 11 minute long video. So there's only so much you can say about something. But for the people that are here following along and drawing, I hope this is something that you all kind of enjoy listening to, maybe while you're drawing. And if anybody in the comments section has actually been to the place and actually visited it, kind of like the Statue of Liberty in New York, comment below to let me know what it was like to go over here. I'm sure at some point, I don't know, in this lifetime, but if I ever do get to travel, it would be nice to go see this place along with the the many other structures around the world, like the pyramids in Egypt and all that. And at the end of the day, there's so much more to life than just having to just do the redundancy of just work and home and the stuff around the house. So this illustrations are kind of like my way of not just drawing things and showing people how to draw and helping somebody out with my skill, but also to kind of like to get better at my storytelling. and all that. I know that I've told you guys in prior videos that I have a bunch of stories that I've accumulated, and it's all with trucking and working at a gas station and having all these odd and jobs throughout the years. So I figured these voiceovers would be kind of a nice place to draw along and share these funny stories with y'all, to see if anybody out there has had something similar happen to them, or I don't know. But yeah, I guess these voiceovers, again, as I said, are fun to do, and I hope to keep making them and keep sharing different stories with y'all. So hopefully y'all will stay along and be subscribed and draw along and learn something around the way. And I guess we will wrap this video up, guys. So till the next one, keep drawing, keep creating, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care for now.